Metalhead is an episode that is looked down on by many Black Mirror fans who are bothered by what they call the lack of story. The episode is set in a near post-apocalyptic future, but we are not told what was the apocalypse. However, I shall argue that we are told what happened to the world in the most intimate details. I take Bella's struggle with the robotic dog as a microcosm that allegorically summarizes human beings' lost combat with an AI takeover. Microcosms are used in literature where small controlled settings are utilized to refer to bigger realities. In the same way, George Orwell's novella Animal Farm uses an actual animal farm to refer to the Soviet Union and the dynamics that are woven by the denizens of the farm to criticize communism and its leaders. Bella and her companions symbolize humanity while the dog symbolizes hostile AI. Bella's group exhibits everything that separates emotional human beings from mathematically logical advanced machines. A group of human beings puts their respective lives at stake to recover something that might bring some comfort to a dying human being. This type of action is typical of irrational human beings. The objects they are risking their lives to recuperate would not save the life of the dying human. We are told that from the very beginning, before we eventually discover that they have been in quest of a teddy bear. This goes to show that one of the factors that led to humans losing the war against AI is human beings' penchant for irrationality and the inexplicable attention they attach to emotions. Human lives are lost in a process of recovering as insignificant an object as a teddy bear. Robots, on the other hand, calculate all their moves with no room for such a thing as emotion. The first encounter with a metal dog is decisive. It brutally points out to the superiority of robots over humans. The dog is fast, brutal, and frightening. Of the three people trying to retrieve the teddy bear, Tony is killed immediately. 1 out of 5, because throughout the whole episode we see 5 humans. Bella's group is made of 3 people plus the owners of the house who appear to have taken their lives. 1 out of 5 represents 1/5. This means that the moment AI decided to attack humans, 1/5 of human beings were instantaneously mown down. 1,520,000,000 people. According to Worldometers, the present world population is estimated at 7.6 billion. If artificial intelligence were to launch an attack, it would easily cause powerful explosions and lethal gas dissemination in densely crowded areas. Presently, technology is pervasive almost everywhere. Buildings, malls, tube stations, all those places are accessible to AI because of air conditioning, CCTV and other things. It could be even worse because in Black Mirror we're talking about near future, which means that advanced technology would be even more present in even more areas. This is a very plausible scenario in a case of an AI takeover. Human beings would not be suspecting it and mass murders could be perpetrated by rogue AI using gas poisoning and explosions. Subsequent to the killing of Tony, the metal dog gets to Clark and kills him while he's fleeing. Again, the killing of Clark refers to the obliteration of the second fifth of humanity. After that, Bella's struggle with the dog symbolizes the last fifth of human beings trying to resist the takeover. Bella manages to cause some damage to the dog, which is reasonable because evidently human beings would not go down without a fight. She even manages to cause the dog to lose its arm. She tries to exploit the most obvious weakness of a robot or an AI, power and rechargeability. She resorts to throwing sweets at the dog to deplete its battery. This grants her a brief moment of victory. Similarly, it is very probable that humans would leverage AI's dependence on power. They would try to pull the plug and cut murderous bots off any sustaining power. However, it would be naive to think that an AI takeover would not be able to take care of its own power. After that, Bella takes refuge in a mansion where we discover that its owners have decided to take their lives. Suicide is usually the result of extreme depression, fear and anguish. During the Second World War and especially near its end, Germantown Demon recorded around 1,000 suicides in 72 hours. It was a little town of 16,000 citizens, and as the Allies were marching towards it, many people preferred to go for Selbstmord, which is a German word for suicide. In the circumstances, a murder is committed at a much larger scale and by a more powerful force, the suicide rate might go as up as to 2/5 of the population. In the final act of the episode, Bella manages to outsmart her assailant, only to be defeated. AI uses its strongest points, fast and accurate dissemination of information. The bot is terminated, but manages to communicate the identity and the location of a target, and a whole horde of metal dogs hit toward Bella in what she herself understands as her demise. This final scene illustrates how the last fifth of human beings is bound to eventually lose. In this episode of Black Mirror, Bella's story mirrors what happened to the world. This analysis of Metalhead has reached its end. If you like to thumb it up, if you dislike to thumb it down, what you think matters. And until we meet again, have a great day.